Tell me, first of all, how long have you been smoking for?
I have been smoking since I was 20.
Wow.
So I am now going to be 41.
So 21 some odd years. You completed the hypnosis session. What was your experience like after the session?
Never in a million years did I ever envision being able to leave Manhattan, and I tell this to all my friends, be able to leave Manhattan in traffic, in my car. Your car, obviously, for most smokers, once you're in the car, it's immediate. It's the first thing you have to do right after you put your seatbelt on, is light up a cigarette. I was able to drive home. You feel ecstatic when I left here, but you're able to drive home with no anxiety, no feeling for a cigarette, no desire for a cigarette. Where did that come from? How does that happen? Or drive home from Manhattan to the suburbs in traffic?
I basically came here because I had a fear of flying, and that was sort of coupled with a fear of claustrophobia, fear of tight spaces, and every time I had to go on a flight, I would start to get really nervous and anxious a couple days before, and then when I would fly, I would usually have to take some medication to relax me. I would be frightened the whole time on the plane ride, and it would, you know, wherever I had to go was sort of secondary. It all became an obsession about flying, because I had 4 flights in 2 weeks that I had to do for vacation, and each of those flights went off without a hitch. And normally 4 flights in 2 weeks would have, you know, caused me a lot of anxiety, and I did it without, you know, medication. So
I noticed a lot of change, and right now I'm just enjoying the surge of confidence that you know, going through this therapy has inspired in me. I think I mentioned to you that my confidence has skyrocketed, and it's really been a change not only that I see in myself and enjoy very much, and it's been giving me a great deal of happiness.
Like chocolate and a lot of other really unhealthy foods, and it just kind of went away. And there was nothing else I could attribute it to. There's nothing else I was doing, nothing. If it was a clinical trial, there was nothing else. This was sort of the control. I mean, there's nothing else that I was doing that would modify my behavior. And even until now, like, I'll be in the store and I really just don't have any desire to cut that other stuff.
Really relaxed, and then you find yourself, you know, when he's talking to you, you find the words like really hitting you. You know, it's very weird. The words just kind of get emphasized, you know, like your eyes are closed and kind of this light comes on in your mind like a light bulb. It's just like, you know, when certain words are said, and it just seems like an emphasis, and your mind really retains that. And you know, he talked me out. Again, I was aware of the whole thing the whole time, and from that moment, I did not smoke one cigarette. I haven't smoked a cigarette, and I've been stressed out since then with work, and not even thought of going out to have a cigarette. It's quite amazing to see where I was the day before I got hypnotized, or minutes before, because I had my last cigarette right outside of his office, and to know that I
did actually go to a hypnotist once prior to coming to you, and it didn't work out well, and I got the feeling that it was the hypnotist, though.
Okay.
So I searched again, and then I found you, and since then, obviously, I've been quite happy.
Okay, how much weight have you lost so far? It's been about 5 months since you came. How much weight have you lost so far?
I've lost 52 pounds.
Okay.
And the hypnosis through you has been tremendous. It has alleviated all of these strong urges I had for, I think I was like a carbohydrate junkie. Okay. Whatever I was eating too much. I'd be eating breakfast, planning lunch. You know, food, I was very obsessed with food, and now that's not the case. Now I eat little portions here, sensible bits. I don't think about it. I don't obsess about it. I don't have to have food involved to socialize. It's really changed dramatically, I must say.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Very good, very good. And I know we're in the middle of the holiday season right now. I know Thanksgiving was a couple of weeks away. What was Thanksgiving like for you?
Surprisingly easy. We hosted Thanksgiving at my house. We do every year. We had, I would say, 25 to 30 people there. Okay. And as a matter of fact, my wife's father is in the hospital. I did most of the preparation. I did you know, from potatoes to breads and every other thing and desserts. And I did not, believe it or not, did not touch any of those carbs. And not because I was wrestling with myself. Honestly, it was just not even a thought. It was not a desire, you know, and I was really amazed myself, and I'm thrilled. Because that's where I usually fail, you know, you get to these big holidays or something and then you slip up and the next thing you know it's like a snowball effect. It just
Goes from there.
yeah.
I had to
So it's really
overcome
cool.
certain fears, certain probably certain things in my head as far as being perfect and always, you know, trying to be the best at everything, which is sort of a, you know, a positive and a negative.
Sure.
And I felt the hypnosis really did help me to overcome that. Definitely feel more centered, and it has helped me to focus on, you know, my career and to achieve what I set out to accomplish. And I definitely feel calmer. I feel calmer and more at ease, and it's helped
Tried
tremendously.
many things to deal with eating issues I had surrounding emotional binge eating, and, you know, traditional therapy, all different types of diets. Didn't work. I haven't binged since, and binging was something that I was doing at one point in my life 4 nights a week at its height, you
Right.
know, and now, you know,
It's great. It's great. So what would you share with anybody who's considering hypnosis, whether it's, you know, here or someplace else for that matter?
to do it, absolutely do it. Out of everything I've done, as a patient and as a healthcare provider, I've never seen something help someone this as much as it helped me. And I say that, you know, not because I'm doing testimonial,
After 2
because I really
sessions,
mean
I
that.
went on the flight to Las Vegas, and it was kind of scary because I wasn't sure if it would have worked or not. And it worked very well. About 20 minutes into the flight, I was able to relax, and I really had a very enjoyable flight. The return flight home, I actually was able to look out the window, which I've never been able to do on any airplane that I rode much younger, because I didn't ride airplanes for quite a while. But I was able to look out the window. I even fell asleep for most of the flight, and I felt
A lot of people are curious
extremely
about the experience itself.
Right.
Tell us about your experience with hypnosis.
I didn't know what to experience. I didn't know what to expect. I'd met you, spoke to you, and then we came in, and very calming, very relaxing. You had said, I was a little nervous because you don't know what to expect, and no anxiety, no fear, just calm. And you're not asleep. You had said that, but you think you're going to be asleep.
What was that experience like for you, hypnosis?
Well, to be honest, it was actually a pretty profound experience because, it was relaxing. It put me into, I guess they call it hypnotic state, but it also brought me back to some issues that I know now were sort of triggering the fear of flying and the claustrophobia. And through hypnosis, I was able to actually get in touch with those moments and, sort of make peace with them.
Was worried about with hypnosis before I started was, well, what if I'm not comfortable with, the guy hypnotizing me? And I was immediately comfortable with you and not scared at all. And it's a very comfortable environment. You make it very comfortable. So aside from having a big comfy chair.
It doesn't hurt. I appreciate that.
So.